Welcome back, people. Just 134 here, back with another episode. Welcome to Train Life, my new series to it, anyways. I've already played it in the past, and now we're going to make a new series on it. Alright, so let's start by creating our game. Okay. Alright, let's get started. Let's hope we can get through the entire tutorial in one episode, but if not, we'll just have to separate it up based on the scenarios. The scenarios are very short, so most likely we'll end up with like 4
Welcome
episodes.
to Train Life and Europe, Engineer. As you near your graduation of the engineer's exam, we commend you on your dream of starting your own railway transportation business. Before you graduate, we just need one final example of what you know, and some time behind the throttle won't hurt. After all, as an aspiring employer, it's best to be a shining example for your future employees. We've set up this short course in Germany for you to refresh your skills and show us what you've learned. Start by familiarizing yourself with the locomotive's controls. Then follow the instructions through the next few scenarios, and you'll be off on your own in no time at all. Take your time, but try not to derail the train. Management will have my head if a fresh graduate wrecks our training locomotive. Let's start off by taking a look around.
Alrighty.
Zooming in and out can give you a better... Your headlights are an important tool for seeing in the dark or in bad weather. Release your emergency brakes and we can get moving. We're going to start off with a nice, slow pace. Just remember to always increase that throttle carefully.
Nah, throttle carefully is not really necessary, unless you're in a very busy area.
Railways and wheels. Now, slow down, so we can try to do this in reverse.
Alright. I'm going to try to get through them a little bit quicker this time.
Toggle your reverser. Increase your throttle again like before. You'll be moving in reverse this time. Your emergency brakes are a necessary step for dealing with dangerous or unforeseen circumstances on the rails. Just be careful. Let's drive forward again, but this time we want to stop in front of a switch.
Alright.
You always have the freedom to take whichever track you want. Try switching the direction and then drive through the switch.
Alright. Copy that. Let's move. Rolling down the tracks. Rolling down the tracks.
You can always use these switches in forward or reverse, provided another train is not currently occupying the switch.
All right.
It's time to switch to the cab and get acquainted with the physical controls. Take your time and don't feel rushed. If things get too dark in the cab, don't be afraid to brighten things up a bit. You're ready to end the tutorial, or you can stay, drive some more.
Alright, so we're at 6 minutes now. The next one, the ones after this are a bit longer.
Take a careful look at the speed signs and signals here. These will help inform you. Take a careful look at the speed signs and signals here. These will help inform you about what speeds you can expect to be limited to, as well as what speeds to expect in future signal blocks.
Let's go on and get started because I know we're going to need to move all the way through. Yes, well, I was trying to stick within the speed limit because I don't really want to speed. I don't like speeding because it could risk actually busting off the tracks doing that.
Inclines and declines are an important factor to think about when driving a locomotive. Increase the throttle and pick up more speed to handle inclines, but always be prepared to scale the throttle back and increase the brakes if there's a decline soon after.
It's a 20-mile-an-hour threshold, so you can basically go 20 miles faster than the speed limit.
Remember, your locomotive is already looking a bit worse for wear. Let's use the regular brakes to slow down before these next signals, just to be safe.
Alright. Just slow, can't make sure we're going slow.
Take careful note of the blocking signal lights and what they signify. Blocking signals update any time a train enters or leaves a block, so keep a close eye on these while you drive.
Alright. Let's move on up here. We're get to this area.
Ah, a service center. These will be the lifeblood of our journey. We can buy new locomotives, new parts, or customize our locomotives and transportation mode here.
Alright.
Always make sure your locomotive is topped up with fuel and repaired to prevent catastrophic issues. Let's reverse our locomotive with the service center's roundtable and head back out. There's a locomotive ahead occupying one of the blocks. That said, the other block is free.
You see, the train that was just here is now gone, so yes. We'll finish this tutorial and then I'll stop it and pick back up here in a little short bit.
Another locomotive is up ahead. Take care to avoid it. If you make a mistake, remember to use your emergency brakes.
Alright.
If you can avoid fines and collisions, you'll be able to do just fine, engineer.
Alright, I think that'll do it for this episode, because we're going to split the tutorial up at between 2 scenarios per video until we finish it, and then once we finish it, I'll pick up with the main game as soon as I finish the last tutorial, and I'll just add that to the video that the last tutorial is a part of. So if you liked this episode, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you again in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.